Okay, today I'm doing an example out of 4.9 solving simultaneous linear inequalities, which you would have already done yesterday. This is just another example to show you. So we've been asked to identify the required Okay, so they're simultaneous inequalities, so they both need to be sketched on this graph. So it says step 1 here, okay. It says sketch the inequalities on the graph using the intercept method. Okay, now the intercept method is when we find the x-intercept and the y-intercept by letting the other equal 0. So I'm going to do it with this first one. So when we're sketching, we can forget about, when we're doing this intercept method, we can forget about the inequality for now. Okay, we just want to find, so we're going to find the y-intercept first for this one. So we let x equals 0, okay? Because remember, for a y-intercept, x equals 0. So we're going to rewrite this equation above it, but instead of x, we're going to write 0. Okay, and then we're just going to solve that for y. So 2 times 0 is obviously 0, so we're going to end up with 3y equals 6. Okay, if you divide both sides by 3, you're going to have y equals 2. Okay, so that's our first, that's our y-intercept for that line. So we can put it over here. So our y-intercept for this line is going to be at y equals 2. So you can put a little dot there. Okay, let's find our x-intercept. Let y equal 0. Okay, so rewrite that same equation, but instead of y, we're going to put 0. Okay, so we're going to have 2x. 3 times 0 is 0, so that just equals 6. Therefore, x equals, so we're going to divide both sides by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, so our x-intercept, this line is going to go through 3. So over here on the graph, there. So let's get up my ruler and draw a line through these 2 points. Okay. Good. Okay, that's our first one done. Now, one thing I should have checked before I did that was over here, this little note. It says, when sketching, check if the line should be solid or dashed, depending on the inequality. Okay, so looking here, we've got one that it's greater than or equal to. The fact that it's equal to means that it's going to be a solid line. So luckily, I just did a solid line. Whereas the one over here, that inequality, it doesn't have an equal to, like a little line underneath it. So that means when we sketch this one, it's going to be a dashed line. Okay, so it's good to do it before or after, probably before, because you might skip ahead like I just did. Okay, so let's just do the green equation now. So let's find the y-intercept for this line. So that means we have to let x equal 0. Okay, so we're going to have y equals, instead of x we put the 0, minus 3. So y equals 2 times 0 is obviously 0, so that's minus 3. So our y-intercept for this line is at minus 3, which is here. Let's find our x-intercept. So we let y equal 0. So we're going to have 0 equals 2x minus 3. Okay, we need to solve for x. So the first thing I'm going to do is plus 3 on both sides. 0 plus 3 is 3. 2x. Okay, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So I've got x equals 3 over 2, which is the same as 1.5. Okay, so x equals 1.5, so it's going to go through this point here. Okay, halfway through there. Do that a bit bigger. So I'm going to sketch that with my ruler. And remembering, I've got to do a dashed line for this one, which might look a bit messy on here. So Oh dear. Okay, that'll do. So there's that line. Oops. Okay, now let's go to step 3 here. Oops. Or step 2. Choose a point on your graph and test it to see which side of the line is the required region. Okay, so we've got our 2 lines here. We need to do the shading part. And I am going to choose the point 0, 0 because it's the easiest. It's easy to sub in 0, 0. Okay, so I'm going to test. So let's go back in my blue. Actually, we'll do a little line under here. Okay, so we're going to test the point 0, 0 into this inequality. Okay, so you've got our inequality is 2x plus 3y greater than or equal to 6. Sub in your 0, so instead of x, we've got 0 plus 3, 0. Okay, obviously this is all going to equal 0 on the left-hand side, so you're going to have 0 is greater than or equal to 6. Now, is 0 greater than or equal to 6? No, it's not. That's false. Okay, so back over on our graph here, the point 0, 0, and we're looking at our blue line right now, okay? So forget about that green. So we're looking at there's 2 sides to that blue line, and 0, 0 is false. So we're going to shade the side where 0, 0 is. So this side of the line, and we're going to shade that. Okay, we don't want that side because 0, 0 is false. Now let's go to the green. We're going to test 0, 0. So our inequality is y is less than 2x minus 3. Okay, sub in our point, so 0, 2 times 0 minus 3. 2 times 0 is 0 minus 3. Okay, is 0 less than negative 3? No, that's false. Okay, 0 is not less than negative 3. So over here, we're looking at our dashed green line, okay, the point 0, 0. So the side is not true, so we need to shade this side of the green line. We don't want that bit. Okay, so it's also very important that we put a little key. So the unshaded bit, there's no squiggles or anything, is our required region. Okay, so the only unshaded bit is this bit here. Okay, so that's our required region. You don't obviously shade that, but just to show you for these 2, that's our required region for this. And that's your answer.